Hey, all, welcome to this week's episode of the Sith Justice Warriors podcast, where we talk movies, comics, anime, gaming, and everything under the twin suns of Tatooine. Now, it's been a busy week for us all, but a few stories have cropped up in the headlines that grabbed our attention. So, before we begin, let me share my screen. I'm going to be doing this a little live here. Let's see. Share.
Hopefully, everyone enjoyed their Valentine's Day weekend and are going to enjoy their President's Day weekend. Some of us get long weekends and some of us don't, unfortunately. But
Yep.
this weekend was a good weekend for movies, right?
Yeah, so we wanted to shout out to Sonic the Hedgehog for doing very well. I think actually it's a record for video game movies. So this article, it's by Polygon, and unfortunately I gave Polygon a click. But Polygon was mentioning that they're estimating a 57 million 3-day total, and the 4-day weekend, it's actually projected at 68 million, which is very, very high. And I believe it's a record for video game movies. One of the things we've got, oh yeah, I forgot, President's Day is this weekend in the United States. So that's why it's a 4-day weekend. So, a little bit of backstory with Sonic the Hedgehog. This article is showing Sonic after the redos, but before the initial trailer, there was a very creepy looking Sonic. They actually made his eyes look human.
Oh my god, it was weird. He was like not just creepy, he was
yeah.
He was extremely furry, and the mouth area of this picture that you're on right now. I mean, that other Sonic. Oh my god, everyone was kind of offended. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it was weird. He was like lanky too. He was like tall. Like it was very weird. They're trying to made him look human like. But this one, there was a lot of backlash, and of course, the media was saying it's the alt-right chauvinistic male trolls saying, "Oh God, don't listen to the trolls. It's only a small majority of the fans. Don't listen to them." But the director said, "Hold up, I hear you." Because actually, what was interesting was what the fans did that were disappointed with the way Sonic looked. They actually, I don't want to call it mean. They took Sonic, the creepy Sonic, and actually they made him look like this. And then so the reaction was a normal Joe Schmo made Sonic look better. And so the director's like, all right, I hear ya. Let me come back to you. So it got delayed, and here's the Sonic you get. And here we are, Sonic, projected on President's Day weekend on a 4-day total to be 68 million. Sci 58, 57. On my end, I love to watch it. It's probably going to have to be a rental, but I'm going to shout out to Sonic. Lumpia, any other thoughts on that one?
No, I'm happy for it. I'm happy that, I think you said it too, that the filmmakers listened to the feedback from the audience, because I think their opening would have been like 10 million. Like, I think people would have gone to see it because they had to, but come out and said, oh my God. Like, I will tell you, like, the fact that they listened to the feedback and that they really made some key changes, especially to his eyes and the mouth area. Like I said, like he didn't look awkward. He looked like Sonic. I mean, you got to get him right. He's an iconic character in video games. A lot of people's childhood, and so you really have to get him right. And I'm glad they did that. I will shout out James Marsden because he was in this movie.
Oh, Cyclops. Yeah, Cyclops. Please come to Cyclops. So speaking of a video game comic movie that listened to the fans, let's talk about comparison to the opening weekend of a comic book that didn't listen to the fans. So this is old news, right? So they were projecting 40 million. It bombed at 33. They even tried to change Birds of Prey. They changed the title to be called Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey or the emancipation of Harleen Quinn. And I guess I'm not going to beat this one to death. I'm going to ask you, Lumpia. We talked about this actually last episode about Birds of Prey being disappointing at the box office. Do you think that with Sonic doing well, Birds of Prey flopping, and let me make the statement that you thought I was going to make last week, only Hollywood can Bobby look unattractive?
A lot of people are saying that on the internet, I will say.
But yeah,
I'm not surprised. Like I said, I mean, this was supposed to be a critical movie, and like I said before, in a lot of people's reviews of it, because I still have not seen it because it's not on my list. Like, I'm not surprised that it only opened up to 33.2 million. Look at Sonic and then look at this. I think they tried to stick to a lot of things in the comic book source material, but then they also kind of fell short on a couple things. I do think that, to be honest with you, I hate to say this. I'm going to say it, though, and I'm probably going to offend people.
I'm a sexist?
No, this movie, to be honest with you, was supposed to be for a woman. This was supposed to be made, it's the emancipation of Harleen Quinn. This was supposed to be what, like, the equivalent of, like, a Thelma and Louise. Like, it was supposed to be a movie that, at least the hype around it was that this was supposed to be all of the women in the world need to go see this because it's that kind of film. It's a go and feel good about being a woman kind of film.
But haven't we seen, so what is it, Little Women was remade, that flopped.
No, but
Birds of Prey.
This was supposed to be the comic book version of that. I'm not going to say that this was supposed to be the same level as Captain Marvel, but this was supposed to be a film that brings forward female characters in comic book series and puts them out there as the lead. Like, you know how CW is using Batwoman and the lead character, but like this was supposed to be that version in the movies. We have yet to see, besides, I'm going to exclude Captain Marvel right now, but in the DC features, we don't have a strong female lead. This was supposed to be that movie that was supposed to bring all the women out.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman's done.
Okay, yeah, Wonder Woman. But like I said, this was supposed to be like that. Like, if you're a female and you want to go with your friends to go see a movie with kick-ass women, this was supposed to be it. And you know what? I think that's where it flopped.
Because the problem is it's all. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I think at the end of the day, like where I felt Wonder Woman was that film, this was more a film for men. This was a film for men. This was a film for men in my mind. This is where I'm literally probably going to get hate mail, but to me, this movie character was pushed up forward for men to go see it. But it should have been women.
But they marketed it.
But listen, the men who went to see it were offended by the portrayal of the men in it. That's what I think. No.
Okay, so you've got Harley Quinn. Okay, I'll put myself in it as a single red-blooded heterosexual male, right? Had they shown Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie in just a steamy shower scene, this 33 million, even if that was like 5 seconds of the movie, that 33 million would be 99 million. So to your point, Birds of Prey, if they marketed toward men with a little bit of sex appeal, and I'm sorry, this is reality, right? Remember the quote, sex sells. So if you're going down this road with this thought process that Birds of Prey should have been a movie for men because it's a bunch of kick-ass women, they marketed it.
It was supposed to be, but they marketed it for women, but the ones who went to see it, I think, were men. I got to find stats on it, but I think the ones who went to see it were men.
But from a marketing standpoint, yeah, Charlie's Angels. This movie's for women. It flopped. Charlie's Angels then blamed men for not watching it. Little Women, I think that remake flopped, and again they blamed men for not watching it.
But I'll say this about Little Women. I do think there were a few people who were nominated for awards. So from a movie standpoint, I think it was fine. It didn't need to do millions and millions of dollars, but
no, but the point is the marketing, right? It's because with Marvel they try that crap, but when you actually sit there, it's a kind of the bait and switch. Whereas, like Birds of Prey, again, you marketed this for women, but I mean, it's how outside of pop dolls, are women buying $200 statues of Harley Quinn?
No,
it's
no.
men.
Again, it was men that probably went to go see this movie. And they were the ones who were greatly disappointed. But if you ask a lot of the people reviewing it, they were looking forward to the female aspect of this movie, the sisterhood. But it didn't come through because men were the ones that it was really for.
Yeah, but the reviewer, we have to be careful with the reviewers because they have an agenda. They do.
I agree. But what I'm saying is even then, like if I take all of that out, it was never marketed towards me, a comic book reader who knows these characters.
See, I was confused because you said it was marketed toward women, but you're right. It's marketed toward normie women.
Yes.
Not women who are affluent in who Harley Quinn is.
Yes. Yes. Like, you didn't make me, who has read comics with her in it. I mean, I know we talk a lot about Marvel, but I'm very familiar with the DC universe. And even now, I mean, Joker's actually with someone else. She actually looks pretty cool the way Jim Lee drew her. But what I'm saying is that, and Harley, there was an article I was reading that which is true, DC just totally threw out the Harley and Poison Ivy romance there. But anyway, either way, what I'm saying is for someone who understands this world, who didn't just go see Suicide Squad because she didn't understand it. I do understand DC a little bit, but it wasn't something marketed to me. And that's the miss on my part. There were a lot of missed cues in this marketing, which I feel like were confusing. And at the end of the day, the people who probably went to see it, and again, I don't have facts, but I think that it was all male and that they were probably let down because it wasn't what they expected.
I'm sure those facts will come out. I'm actually curious too. Because I feel like there was a Marvel movie. So for example, Aquaman did well.
Yeah, I enjoyed Aquaman.
Aquaman's demographic was, I think, actually either 50-50 or slightly more toward women.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, Jason Momoa has a hot body, and I'm willing to
say
it.
Yeah.
If the only other body that's actually better than Jason Momoa is The Rock, in my opinion. But
oh my god,
I digress.
Yeah. So anyway, you're right, and I enjoyed Aquaman, the story. I watched it a few times. I really liked that movie, and that's why I said I didn't rush out to see this because it felt a little jumbled to me, and I didn't understand who was supposed to go see this.
I mean,
this is a movie for me because I'm a really big diehard fan of Harley. I got to go see it, or is this what is this movie for?
Yeah, So here, I think we're with these two movies, Sonic and Birds of Prey. the fan listened to the fan base. The other kind of smelled themselves with Suicide Squad, if that was successful. Or I guess it's the reception of Harley Quinn.
But since you're on this, actually, I'm glad you did bring this up because other DC movie news came out this week. So I'm glad you brought this up.
Let me pull up. I didn't pull up the Batman. The Batman. So I have not put that up. Batman's suit came up, and I'm going to start with my opinion. When I saw the video of Batman and his suit, the Robert Pattinson version, I actually thought with the red, I thought that was Daredevil for a little bit, but then I saw the bat, and I was like, oh.
I kind of thought that's funny that you reacted that way.
I was like, holy crap. Daredevil? This is Daredevil? Because I swear I missed Daredevil in his suit. No, but no, I only see his chest. I see the face cowl. It's fine. I don't have a strong reaction. What about you, Lumpia?
My reaction is the only reaction I have is to the bat. It's strange. Like I'm gonna have to post like pictures that are like, you know, shot by shot, because when they focused on the bat, it actually doesn't look like a bat anymore in the middle. Because is that supposed?
Daredevil.
It's just wings now. But before I thought there was a bat, like a visible, like you could tell like there was a bat head on it. This is like I don't know. It just looks like the wings of the bat. So I
saw the bat. I saw the bat.
I didn't see a bat. Like that's why I'm like I must have to share a picture because
we'll share a pic. But
I didn't see the bat, which I was kind of like, that's a deviation there because
I guess
I mean, it's a bat wing, but it's not like typically there's a bat, like a bat head in the center. You know what I mean? But I think the bat in itself, in his costume, I think that's a weapon. Like I think
the Batarang.
You know, it could be, or it could be like I don't know, but typically Batman's suit has the head of a bat in the middle. Though there is no head of the bat, like it's just two wings. But you're right. The Daredevil thing is kind of funny because
it was Daredevil vibes. That's what it was.
Because I just went online on comicbook.com and it said Daredevil is trending because of Robert Pattinson's Batman suit reveal.
No, really?
And
so I'm not the only
really
one.
Funny. You're not the only one. Because it says the similarities were quickly pointed out on Twitter, where both Batman and Daredevil emerged as the top trends following this first look. That's so funny. That is really funny.
Good question. Batman versus Daredevil. Who would win? I think Batman would probably win.
I feel like Daredevil was the one. Well, no, I agree. I'm going to go with Batman because I always will go with Batman. But I think that it's funny that Daredevil was he was kind of like the Batman, but the anti. Like he was the vigilante in the night, but he was also like a pill pusher, like had like drinking problems, like a lot of dark shit that I will say Bruce Wayne may be a dark vigilante, but he never had like problems like that. You never saw him have like mental health issues, like they're like the way Daredevil did.
Oh, I think he does now.
He does now.
I don't know.
Probably, yes.
I think it's because he got left at the altar by Catwoman, Selena Kyle. Zoe Kravitz is her name now.
Zoe Kravitz is Selena Kyle.
Which actually I think she probably could pull off, but we'll see. All I know is her as Angel, First Class, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, but I think it's good. I think it'll be interesting because just a couple weeks ago they dropped the news of the people who are in the movie, so it makes sense that there's a first look at the movie. Like I said, the suit, that detail of the suit was just catching to me because Batman of the DC universe is one of my favorites. and I noticed just a little deviation from the suit, but it looks like it's a weapon. So I guess we'll find out more
Anyway.
details as we
Yeah,
get.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with the bat suit. So I think we're both in consensus here about that for now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump over to the other side, Marvel. But it's going to be a little bit different. Marvel's video game. So, damn it, Sirius, why are you not here? Sirius, why are you not here?
I know.
So I'm at Square Enix's site, and I found out that you play one of 6 Avengers. 6 Avengers. Let me put. Can you see my screen of the 6 Avengers you get to play as? You see it?
Yeah.
You see Captain America, Steve Rogers, original Avenger. Iron Man, Tony Stark, an original Avenger. Black Widow, of course, classic Avenger. Thor, another Avenger. Bruce Banner, iconic. Oh, Kamala Khan, you are the most wanted Avenger to play.
One of these things does not belong.
One of these things does not belong. I've been waiting as a gamer for a good Marvel Avengers game, right? And you know what? Out of the 6 players that I could play as, you used Miss Marvel Kamala Khan as your 6th slot. The most popular character. The longest running tenured comic book series of Marvel Comics. The most wanted character. What the fuck?
At least they allowed you to have 6. I thought you were... Remember, this game, we talked about it a few weeks ago, was delayed.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, if I recall, and I don't know if there's any more news, you were supposed to play as Miss Marvel. But
no, they said you're seeing...
You get a chance to play different people, so that's a positive.
Well, here's the thing, right? So the trailer had that the carrier, the helicarrier fell. Steve Rogers is considered dead, so you knock him out. That's an Avenger you're not playing at the second half of the game, right?
Oh.
So then there's Tony and Bruce in the trailer. These 5 Avengers break up because of the Avengers Day debacle in the trailer. So Iron Man, Hulk, they're kind of separated. God knows where Thor is. God knows where Joe is. So supposedly the rumor is that the game so that you see the game through Miss Marvel's eyes. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I gotta say again.
I share.
You had a slot. If you were gonna use the slot, you might as well. Like, why her?
Yeah.
If you're gonna force feed me a character that's not popular, give me Captain Marvel. Why her? No, to be honest with you, no one. Okay, a specific set of people who say they want her, who say she's popular, but don't buy her comics. You know, if I go to Kotobukiya for the Bishojo statues, Miss Marvel is not sold out. Okay? Emma Frost, Psylocke, Jean Grey, you name it, damn X-Men, every X-woman, they're sold out within a week. Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl are not. I could go buy them on the freaking cheap. No one's buying the $200 statues. Meaning that for all the things that these people listen, like Square, I'm going to tell you what, Square Enix, I get it, you're doing okay, but you cannot Marvel game. And you use your 6th slot for Miss Marvel, who is, I guess she's the most eldest tenured comic book series. I mean, how many times has it been rebooted? Ugh. Sorry, I continue. I'm just looking. Like, do they expect me to want to buy this thing and then I have to get this group photo? And there she is. Let's zoom in.
Let's see.
There she is. Let's zoom in. This you're wasting a 6 slot on her. Like I thought you like. I guess I was hoping that the rumor wasn't true, but it is.
Yeah. I think
thought the delay.
I think that they committed and it's done. The thing is that I hope that the story is a little different. I don't know.
I gotta. This is not a day one for me, so
I agree with you. I'm a little, I mean, if there's one thing they could get right, it was this game. It was big at Comic-Con last year when we went to New York City Comic-Con. They had a big Marvel showing for it, like gameplay, I think, and just but I will tell you, like I said, and I think we talked about it a while back, there was just a lot with this coming with this game, and the expectations were high because of the movie, but they didn't. This is an example of the opposite of Sonic the Hedgehog. People were already telling you what was wrong with this game, and I don't know if you really translate, you being Square Enix Marvel, I don't know if Marvel translated that well down the path, or if it was too late, because people were already complaining it didn't look like the Avengers that we knew in the movies. The voices, okay, I get it. They couldn't really hire them to play the characters because it cost millions of dollars. But this is the launch of a game that's really big for the franchise. You could do it right. I feel like this is where they kind of cut costs and said, well, our budget just got cut X million dollars and we have to do what we have to do to salvage it. Sadly, I don't know that it's going to be a day one. Everyone was all over that game, if you remember.
Sorry, Lumpia, you cut out day one.
No, it's definitely not a day one for a lot of people, like I said, because it's not going to be the same level as the Spider-Man.
Oh no, that Spider-Man game was actually it wasn't my favorite of the PlayStation exclusives, but it was top. It's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, and it was well done. In fact, that because it was well done, they actually made a Spider-Man universe based on that. And J. Scott Campbell drew her well again.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Sony knew what to do with it. Sadly, Marvel doesn't, and I think they just cut the funding. So that's what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah. I think they kind of said we have to do what we have to do to salvage this with the money that we have, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you don't listen to the fans. We will see down the road what a bomb it is or if they can fix it. But I think they're committed to this path. And sadly, it's not going to be the same path that Spider-Man game from Sony will get to.
Oh, yeah. And one thing for you, Lumpia, the trophies and achievements leaked out on the Avengers game. And there's something called From the Ashes, and it says something about the Phoenix Protocol. So if she is there, I guess we'll have to find out, because actually it's not Jean Grey, it's Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. You didn't get Jean Grey, you got Kamala Khan. Bam.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Mic drop. Speaking of Spider-Man, I think we had some news connected to Sony. I think they announced something about some more Spider-Man. Here it is. Yeah.
We jump in here. Spider-Man. So they basically said that there is so Sony has said there's a Marvel movie in 2021, and Sonic the Hedgehog on this. Sorry, random thought. Yeah, 2021, something to look forward to. They've not said anything about who it is, right? They just basically said Sony has 2 2021 releases, and we know that's the Spider-Man film. And then the question is, who is it? Morbius launches this year, which I'm actually very excited about. Sonic the Hedgehog is really making me distracted here. Madam Web Project, which could be Silver Sable and Black Cat. Ooh.
I mean, it's perfect timing. The reason I brought this one up is because you mentioned Jay Scott. It's perfect timing to bring Black Cat into this world. Like, if they can do it right.
Oh. Okay,
I
but
think
I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna do. Who? I don't know who. I'm gonna let
we'll find out. But I think this is perfect timing to do it. If
Sony.
Anything.
Sony has more credibility to me about their Marvel movies than Marvel does right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let's see. I'm not a Jared Leto fan, but they actually figured out how to make me interested in Jared.
You
Leto.
know why Sony has more credibility? Because they have more to lose. Because if they don't keep pushing based on whatever the contract is, and I don't remember it verbatim, but they've got to keep producing movies as it's related to what rights they purchased within that universe. And so they have to, for the sake of it, keep producing something decent, something that will get people to the movies. To
add to that, it's interesting because Sony itself, the conglomerate, is really dependent on Sony PlayStation. And because I think their movie division isn't really doing well. Like, remember we had the Sony Vaio laptops and Sony TVs. I mean, they're not. It's really PlayStation keeping that company afloat. To your point, if they can't hit a couple home runs for their movies,
they're
really in trouble. So you're right; they have more to lose if they screw up. Whereas Disney, they keep pumping out remakes.
Yeah. I mean, this is a perfect case study for any business. Like, I mean, when Marvel was going bankrupt and then they ended up selling rights to things and then they ended up buying everything back under the wing of Disney, was it actually better or not from a shareholder performance versus having Sony keeping what it has from Marvel and actually running with it? So it's it makes me think, like, did they really drive shareholder value in all of this? I don't know. We'll have yet to see. But the reality is Sony has more to lose with not producing something really decent enough to get people to the movie theaters. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Sony, so I think we talked about my man Sam Raimi.
Yes.
In the Spider-Man. So this is like starting to percolate. I don't want to spend too much time. Oh, my man.
Toby, bring it back.
Bring it back. Give him back. Spider-Verse, baby. We could do live Spider. So the real resurrection Spider-Verse. Baby jaded. Actually, I have Toby Maguire Spider. Anyway, any additional thoughts on quietly bringing back kids again? You don't know what you got till it's gone.
I'm there.
You really don't know what you got till it's gone. I'm with you. I'm with you, Sam.
Day zero.
Exactly.
I'm with you, Sam. Day zero. Day zero.
Day zero. I'm there with you. Day -1, baby. All right.
And with that,
let's talk more Marvel crap. So there was a rumor about the female Ghost Rider coming into the MCU. And this is actually interesting because for me, I didn't even know there was a female Ghost Rider, but apparently there is one, and apparently she's in the comics right now. They want to pair her with Blade because I think what you could do is I can never say it. Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali, yeah.
Mahershala Ali is Blade. So it's a male Blade.
Yep.
But there is a Blade's daughter.
Yep.
I guess I was actually thinking they were going to go down that road, or maybe they'll introduce it. Who knows? But a woman with her head on fire, and I think this article talks about where is it? Alejandra Jones. I do miss
Wesley Snipes as Blade, but yeah. No, I think it'll be great. I just think I'm just sad for Gabriel Luna because he was promised a TV show on Hulu around his Ghost Rider character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that was canceled because it's a whole Disney Plus thing. And he was actually a fantastic Ghost Rider. So I think they'll do great by it. It's just I didn't realize there was a female one.
Ooh.
Well, it'll be interesting because his Ghost Rider was actually a very conflicted man, and I really enjoyed his portrayal of it. So
Yeah, so I think the problem is
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider is still too soon with Nicolas Cage. So that's why they hinted that Johnny Blaze is in the MCU because he was the one that gave it to Gabriel Luna's character. I forgot his name. So that's how you have that. And then I didn't know there was in Marvel Comics Alejandro Jones, but see, this is the question. So you got South America, human traffickers. If only Brian Pulido took over this character.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It would be so awesome! Oh my
La Muerta.
Brian Pulido needs to,
take
they
over
would never,
this.
but
take over this one.
Dude, it would be great. It would be gritty. It would be like action packed. It would be just.
Grindhouse.
It would be like, burn the house down. Oh my god! Yeah, like, it's a mistake that they. I don't know. I love Brian Pulido. I love his art. I love his universe. Like that with Lady Death. Like I just love what he's doing for the comic book industry, and like I think he'd do well by this if they really wanted like that grit and it does feel like La Muerta, man. That shit's real.
So sidetrack, I do want to shout out on Wednesday, Kickstarter. Brian Pulido's doing his Maleficent Destination #1 of Lady Death. So for those who are interested in Brian Pulido's Lady Death run, and actually La Muerta is in that issue. So check it out. Brian Pulido keeps it what I love about him is he's very protective of Lady Death in terms of how she's represented and if she's represented the way he created her.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I backed his Hell Witch project, and funny story, go look at it. He talks about how the printer did not want to print Hell Witch the second chapter because of a scene of a very graphic nature, and he said, no, F you, I'm gonna go with a different printer. And he delayed it. I'm still waiting for it, but I'm very patient because one, he's being very, very good at updates, but then two, he protects his IP and portrays his characters the way he wants them, and he doesn't give a fuck if it's not PC. So sorry, went a little bit off track with Brian.
No, that was great off track because we got to do a comic book like section at one point. But I agree with you. I want to do maybe in the next one just a bunch of Kickstarters that I think you and I have like backed, and like maybe the ones that we received or maybe the ones we're looking forward to most. But I will say Brian Pulido delivers, and he brings the A game with his stuff. And that's one thing I will say, like, but yeah, back to what you were saying, he could do so much with that character. Like, if only Marvel would let him, but he has to have his creative freedom. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. And
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Marvel would allow this the way that Brian Pulido would do, like a La Muerta. But, but I mean, wrapping it up, check it out. It's a rumor. It's probably a troll sometimes. I don't know, but we'll see. Back to the Marvel female power. We're looking at a fan art of Natalie Portman's Jane Foster Thor, and let's take a look at that.
And it looks actually really believable, to be honest with you. I had to say
Fat Thor.
It's not Fat Thor. Well, we don't know. He kind of looks fat. I don't know. The screen
he's got the long hair, and I hate the long hair. Yeah,
I hate the long hair. I love the short hair Thor. I love that one. But yeah, I mean, this is just, we don't know yet what it's all about. But I think Taika Waititi is going to do well by it. Either way, I believe in him. So,
I think if
see.
she looked like this, I agree with you. If she looked like this, that would probably be fine. I have to give this movie a shot, even though it's doing the. I hope it's the bait and switch, the Marvel bait and switch, where they're targeting it. We don't need men, but when you go to the movie, it's actually just a straight movie. That's what I'm hoping for, because I think, what was the movie where they did that? I feel like I watched one and it was like a bait and switch. Oh, women empowerment, women empowerment. When you look at it, it's just a movie. It wasn't like,
I don't know. I'm trying to think now. It could be Black Widow.
Black Widow. That movie was a movie that should have been made 5 years ago. But,
but it feels like a women empowerment movie. But the thing is, it's like it actually, to me, looks like a spy movie, like an action genre spy movie. So I'm not.
No, it looks like
I don't feel that.
Yeah, Jason Bourne.
Basically,
Jason
which is, I would actually go see it for that reason, more so that it's Black Widow. I'm actually seeing it for the, like, it looks like a lot of action. So
yeah, you could. So it's back to the original Marvel, where every movie, and like I love Winter Soldier still outside of the Avengers. Winter Soldier is still one of my favorite of the character only specific ones, and it's coming into that theme of, even though it's Natasha as the lead, it looks like that, gives me that feel of Jason Bourne. So once that comes out, we'll give our review, because that's one of those things I have to watch in the movie theater. But yeah, I think that ends our Marvel stuff, and I'm going to end it with a back to the video games.
I wish Sirius was here.
Oh, we're serious.
I really wish he was. I really wish he was. He's the one who's looking forward to this game. He's looking forward to this game the most.
Yeah, I have to say, that's an L, man. That's an L.
Like, is that a cone head on a dog?
This meme right here. The meme right here. And then this article kind of talks about how Carbuncle looked like. Carbuncle looked like this. Then he looked like this.
And that's the correct way he should have looked. That's actually the best way he looked. The freaking Final Fantasy VIII way.
Guys, you gave me a Kotaku.
Freaking that.
You gave me Kotaku like I gave them a click. Ugh. Anyway, yes, let's end it on this, because I pounded Square Enix, and I want to give them something positive, right? I pounded them for the Avengers game, because you had a 6th slot. You could have given it to an ex-woman if you wanted to. You could have given it
Carbuncle. You could have given it to Carbuncle.
You could have given it to Wolverine.
Actually, yeah. If you want to sell video games, make him the additional 6th man.
Oh God, could you imagine if this was Wolverine? This slogan.
Oh God, that thing would be like in everybody's day one.
This picture of Black Widow looking like Shrek, and no one would care. No one would care.
No one would
care.
No,
but you gave me the gift that keeps on giving to me, Miss Marvel. not Carol Danvers' Miss Marvel. You know, I have to go, in order to get the Carol Danvers Miss Marvel, I have to go to Kickstarter and get Patriotica, because that's the closest thing I can get to the Carol Danvers.
Real deal.
Oh my God. Anyway, this is what I'm going to end this podcast on. So enjoy this dog picture. And as we wrap up another episode, thank you to all our listeners as we bring dark to light on pop culture, comics, gaming, and more. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, click a like, make a comment, subscribe again, tell your friends, and please leave us some constructive feedback as we start to build up this YouTube channel and try to grow this thing. We definitely want to hear from you. So outside of the comments section, you could also reach out to us on our email at SithJusticeWarriorsPodcast@email.com, or our Twitter handle @JusticeSith. We'll be posting the links to the articles referred to and shown in the video. And so just check it out, reach out to us with your thoughts, and thanks for everyone for joining us on the Sith side. Talk to you next week.
Bye.